Good morning, I'm Jeff. I'm a Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 4333 Southeast Robin Road here in Milwaukee. We're located, if you're looking at the house from the street, the actual front of the house, or the front door, is actually faces to the left side of the property. So we're at the front of the home. The doorway is just off to my right here, but anyway, the street is straight out that direction. So when I say front, I mean where the front door is at. Anyway, we have a 4-inch cast iron cleanout here as our point of access. I'm going to insert the camera, check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. We currently have water running. Here we go. Right off the bat here, we do have, looks like, some standing water in the line. We'll have another look at all this once the pipe's totally drained out at the end. And it looks like it transitions here from cast iron. I can't tell if that's 6-inch ABS plastic. It almost looks that way because the cleanout here is 4-inch, and that looks like a diameter change there. So anyway, it's ABS plastic there at 7 feet. We've gone through a few other little minor spots with standing water. We just went through them there, all drained out. That's going to be probably only about a 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch, barely anything. So far, my main concern is this first bit of cast iron pipe before it transitions to ABS. That all drained out. It's probably going to be more like an inch, inch and a half. And that, at that depth or that amount of water, that's where you generally will see debris hanging up in a line. Transitions back to cast iron here, cast iron pipe here at 142 feet. I'm going to go try and locate the camera head. This is as far out as I'm able to get here. This last turn, we're way the heck out there, and once you hit a turn at this point, it stops the camera up. So I'm going to locate, see where we're at, how close we are to the main, and then I believe that there is a secondary cleanout access. I'm going to try and hunt that down and scope the entirety of the line or the rest of it through that. Alright, located the camera head successfully, and we are right at the street edge right here. Which is common. That's where you see that it will dive down and level out before hitting the street edge. So anyway, I did find the secondary cleanout, so we'll be able to scope the whole thing. It looks like that update went out to about the right-of-way, about 5 feet from the street edge is where it transitioned from the newer ABS back to the original cast iron. I believe this is Clackamas County, where generally the homeowner is responsible to the main. It's possible that the city does take over in this situation. Sometimes that's why you'll see it just all of a sudden transition from new stuff back to old stuff. Just because it may not be the homeowner's responsibility. You'd have to contact the city, though, to verify that. This is what I mean when we have some minor standing water in the line. This amount of water here is, once I let it settle in, is sitting below the camera lens, which means there's less than 1/4 of an inch there. You know, unless you're putting stuff down the line that shouldn't go down there, like whatever this is. And I busted it up, so I'll do some toilet flushes to move that stuff out of there. The only thing that's going to hang up in that amount of standing water is generally going to be like paper towels, cooking oil going down the sink, tampons, stuff that should go down the line in the first place. This is where our secondary cleanout is right here at 90 feet. This is where we'll continue on from. So anyway, the first 50 feet or so, that's going to be repeat. And I'll do 3 or 4 toilet flushes to see if we can move that debris that just fell into the flow line there out of the line. If not, I would recommend getting it cleaned out. And there's a few more. There's about 4 or 5 locations where we have some real minor bellies, none of which I recommend repairing. They're just not worth correcting. They're so minimal that, again, as long as you're not putting things that shouldn't go down there down the line, it's not going to hang up necessarily. Yeah, we're just about back to the cast iron pipe here. This is where the most significant standing water was. Now this belly here is approaching more like a 1/2 inch of standing water. It's not an inch of water. The difficulty with cast iron is it's not smooth like plastic. Stuff doesn't stick to plastic nearly as easily as cast iron because it's not rough. So it looks like we're getting some debris hanging up in the line here. No major debris buildup though. For that reason, in situations like this, when you have a line that's 160, 70 feet long, it's very difficult to grade them perfectly. Most main laterals just aren't set at a depth that accommodates a line like this, and it's hard to guarantee that almost 200 feet of ground isn't going to move at all. So with big, long flag lot lines like this, a lot of times, again, if you're watching what's going down the pipe, this kind of stuff is not an issue. What I would recommend in this situation, because if you start correcting this kind of thing, you might as well just start correcting all the other bellies in the line, which again I don't believe need to be corrected. You just need to watch what goes down the line, and I would get the line hydrojetted. There's enough junk in there after going back through there that I recommend cleaning it out, getting all the debris out of it. And then in a year after moving in, I recommend re-scoping it. That's going to give you a baseline, because once it's all cleaned, anything that you see collected in there is going to be specifically the new homeowners. And then you'll get an idea of whether you even need to clean the line or not. It's just hard with long lines like this and with sporadic standing water around. Depending on your living habits, if you put paper towels and cooking grease down the sink and stuff like that, they can hang up in the line. Everything else is going to make it out to the main. You can see that by how clean the line is. There is some minor debris buildup in there, but again, it's stuff that shouldn't go down the pipe. I'm not seeing any toilet paper buildup in the sewer line. So for that reason, I'm not going to recommend a repair here to correct this. I do, however, recommend a hydrojet to clean the debris buildup that's currently in the line out, and I also recommend a re-scope in 1 year to see what the line looks like, because every household is different. And sometimes with flag lots, you do have to periodically do hydrojets to keep them clean. Just getting debris from point A to point B with a long line is a difficult enough task to begin with. So. But anyway, the sewer line is functioning at this time. All the pipes we scoped, they're in good condition. There's no breaches in the line, breaks, anything like that. So, sewer line is functioning at this time.